So what's going on, everybody? It's your boy QuestX coming back at you with another video. And let's talk about this situation that's going on right now. Apparently there was some breaking news yesterday, but because, again, it's the holiday, news cycles are pretty much frozen for the moment because of the major reporters and everything that are going down. Everyone's kind of freaking out. So they're holding off on a lot of information. But I was reading an article that's basically saying that Robert Mueller this week will be dropping some major information. Now, this information was thoroughly predictable. I said to you guys multiple times and in multiple different ways that the Republicans were waiting for Donald Trump to hang himself. This government shutdown officially gives them an out. Okay? The only people that are supporting Donald Trump is the Freedom Caucus. Okay? These are a bunch of right-wing nut jobs who all they do is listen to Ann Coulter, Bill O'Reilly, Hannity, and they basically run the government, or their belief is that the government should be ran, like the Nazis ran Germany. Like, this is completely 100% that's their ideology. That's what they believe in. This is what they were responsible for the Republican Tea Party. These guys are freaking nut jobs. That's all he has. The establishment Republicans have all distanced themselves, especially around this week. And with the announcement of Mitch McConnell basically claiming that they will not move until Trump makes a deal, this was all strategic planning by Mitch McConnell to begin with. Okay, and with this latest news that Robert Mueller is going to be dropping some information after the new year, and when the Dems take the House on Thursday, look for that major news to be something that directly correlately links Trump to Vladimir Putin or Russia. This is it. And here's why. Because at the end of the day, with the government being shut down, and now Trump is threatening to actually withhold pay for more federal employees, Trump has now become a liability to the very, it's one thing to make claims, right? To talk about you want to pull troops out. Now Trump is moving into the final phase of his job, what he was employed by Vladimir Putin to do. He was employed to cripple us. He was put here to disable us on a geopolitical scale. And now he's doing it with the government. I also, as I'm looking on this, I'm looking at the News Weekly Mail. It's also being stated that Paul Manafort, some major information about Paul Manafort actually having ties with a Russian oligarch who directly reported to Vladimir Putin. And there are apparently communications between Paul Manafort and this oligarch, which also may or may not have Vladimir Putin's fingers all over that. So take that which way you want. I'm going to look at it as they might have actual physical communications between Vladimir Putin, this oligarch, and Paul Manafort. Let me be very clear. If at any time in any of these messages that Putin mentions Trump's name, if Paul Manafort in any of these messages clearly states that Paul Manafort communicated with Donald Trump about Putin, you best to believe everyone. You thought it was a mass exodus the week ago, okay? Talk about people who will just be handing in their resignations because no one will want to deal with the subpoenas that's about to get levied. First of all, the House is about to completely change. The Democrats are already strategically moving in and getting ready to start subpoenaing people of the Trump organization, people who used to work. I read an article where they said Sean Spicer is they're actually looking at subpoenaing Sean Spicer. Now, we all remember Sean Spicer. He was the horrendous White House communications. Okay, he was horrible. He literally, but when you look at it, if you look at it, Sarah Sanders, right? And then you look at Sean Spicer, who would you rather have? I think I would rather have Sean Spicer, who was just, a big debacle. But why do they want to speak with Sean Spicer? Interesting. Very, very interesting. And also, there is an unknown company that has been subpoenaed that is fighting a subpoena for bank records in relation to the Trump organization. I gotta tell you guys, okay? You know, there's a lot of things going on. And I told you that Donald Trump was a very, very bad businessman. Any business deal he's ever done, this is exactly what goes on. You know, his businesses, usually they start raking in money at first, and they can never have a steady stream of profit. He started running the United States government like a business. You're seeing it now. It's starting to get stagnant. It's starting to stall. Apparently, a poll was just taken, and the numbers are looking abysmal for him. They're saying that more people now, the same amount of people who want him impeached, they don't agree with the government shutdown. If these numbers continuously tank and crash the way they are for him, all it takes is just a little push. Okay, and I think with this major announcement that's going to come, okay, at the end of this week, to start the new year off, I think, I don't know, guys, you know, we might be in for a pretty tumultuous month, January. Because like I said, I told you in 2019 that he is going to be facing so many, and he's already facing 17 investigations. All the subpoenas is going to be levied against him. I don't know if in the month of January, he's going to be able to stay off the amount of bad news that's getting ready to come rolling out. Because let's be completely honest here, all right? Once the Dems take the House, you know how they had leaks going on, okay, in the first 2 years of his administration? Just wait. You're talking about, remember how we were getting daily leaks of information? We will probably be getting hourly leaks of information. And that's not going to be a coincidence that will be going on and happening when the Dems take the House. And don't automatically assume it's the Dems leaking, because if the Republicans are smart, they will play this and leak information purposely to the media so that it can give them an easy way out. Like I said, there's a reason Mitch McConnell is sitting back right now. There is a reason the leader of the Republican Party is chilling right now and is not panicked at all. You want to know why? Because he already has a deal in place with the Democrats. As soon as January hits, you're going to see a completely different tone and rhetoric from the Republican Party. Mark my words. And that Freedom Caucus and the Tea Party assholes, right, who all gun-ho, the Ann Coulters of the world, you will find out just exactly how alone you really are and how powerless you really are. Because the heavy hitters are about to jump ship. They've already jumped ship. If you don't see it by now, you should know that they're already jumped ship. Think about this. Whenever has Mitch McConnell, okay, think about the power play Mitch McConnell pulled this past week. Whenever have you ever seen Mitch McConnell throw his hands up in the air and say, I'm not dealing with it, if it had to benefit the Republican Party? This is, for all intents and purposes, the wall is a Republican issue. Why is Mitch McConnell staying away from it? I'll tell you why they're staying away from it. They're staying away from it because they know the wall will never get built. They know he will not get that money. And they know what's already on the way coming down the pike with Robert Mueller. And they also know that him and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, okay, have already made a backdoor deal that when these impeachment hearings start, they will have the full support of the establishment Republicans. Think of it almost as if you're trying to smoke out, right? If you're a hunter and you're trying to smoke out in the forest, okay, your prey. You basically cause a fire, and the fire spreads really quick. And then you find out, and then you position yourself at the only exit where the prey can exit from the fire. And you just wait for them to just come scurrying out. That's exactly what Mitch McConnell and the establishment Republicans are doing. That is exactly what Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are doing. Think to yourself, these are establishment Democrats. Do you want to know who hates government shutdowns more than anyone? in government? Establishment Democrats. You want to know why? Because when the government shuts down, money slows and their donors start to take hits. Why has Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi so sure to not budge on giving Donald Trump a dime? I'm going to tell you why. Because they were already made a deal with Mitch McConnell to do a bill that will fund the government, that will be a bipartisan, that will make the establishment Republicans look good, and they're going to let Donald Trump drown. Okay? I'm telling you, this is like one of the most, the well-executed chess games I've ever seen played. And, you know, I guess it made it easier when you're playing chess with somebody who plays only checkers. And Donald Trump isn't even good at checkers. So just look at the handicap that he was playing with. It's your boy QuestX. I'm out.